The total eclipse of August 12th has fired. 20 degrees of Leo, right on schedule, and the noise that traveled with it is already fading. Here is what the coverage misses. That eclipse was the loud half of the month. The quiet half lands on August 28th, when a lunar eclipse arrives at 4 degrees of Pisces, the same degree number July's outer planet basket ran on, square Uranus to within a degree. The two eclipses frame one season. This video walks the 16 days between them and shows you where each one lands in your own chart. Start with the check you can run tonight. The solar eclipse struck at 20 degrees of Leo, so anything you have from 15 to 25 degrees of Leo or Aquarius took a direct hit, and the same span of Taurus or Scorpio caught the square. If something in your life has moved since the 12th, an offer, an ending, a conversation that changed the map, that is the eclipse talking. Write it down now, while it is fresh. The lunar eclipse draws its own zone. 4 degrees of Pisces, with Virgo opposite, and early Gemini and Sagittarius square. A planet in the first few degrees of any mutable sign catches the second eclipse directly. Quick mechanics for the new date, then what it opens. A lunar eclipse is the mirror of the one you just watched. 2 weeks after the moon crossed the face of the sun, it swings around to the far side of you and passes through Earth's shadow. Full instead of new. Astrologers read full moons as culminations. Things surface, finish, or show their real shape. An eclipsed full moon is that, underlined. So the season runs in 2 beats. The solar eclipse planted something in one house of your chart. The lunar one shows you the first true glimpse of what it planted. Now look closer at the 28th. The moon reaches 4 degrees 52 of Pisces and slides deep enough into Earth's shadow to cover most of its face. And it does not arrive alone. At that moment, Uranus sits at 5 degrees of Gemini, so the eclipsed moon squares it within 45 minutes of arc. A tight aspect by any standard. Uranus squares tend to bring the surprise version of an event. The reveal that comes sideways. The plan that changes on a day's notice. The answer arriving from the one direction you were not watching. Whatever culminates at this eclipse, expect its shape to be less tidy than you would have drawn it. One more layer for anyone who followed July's sky. The outer planet pattern that peaked in late July, the Barbault basket, ran on the 4th degree, 4 of Leo, Gemini, Aries, and Aquarius, each holding one house of your chart. This eclipsed moon lands at 4 of Pisces. The same number, back on the board. And the Uranus it squares stands in Gemini, a basket sign, still in its first degrees. So the window that pattern opened does not sit out eclipse season, and the full calendar of that window is its own video on this channel. What matters this month is simpler. The rooms of your chart that July lit are still in play through August. 2 signs get the double feature. Pisces, the solar eclipse ran through your 6th house of work and routine, and this lunar one lands in your 1st, in your own sign. Whatever you repaired in the daily machinery these 2 weeks, the 28th shows you the person the repairs were for. Virgo, it is the same axis from the other end. The full moon rises in your 7th house of partnership, while the sun holds your 1st. Something about who stands across the table from you comes to a head, and the eclipse light makes the terms easier to read. For both signs, this is the month's 2nd act, not a separate show. So how do you hold a 2-eclipse month without bracing for it? 3 moves. First, find the 2 degrees in your chart, the house with 20 of Leo and the house with 4 to 5 of Pisces. Those 2 rooms are the month stage. Second, treat the stretch between the eclipses as information season, not decision season. Eclipse weeks often reshuffle the facts faster than judgment can settle, So gather, note, and let the picture assemble. Third, put a mark on August 28th. Whatever has been building since the 12th tends to show its true face within a day or two of a lunar eclipse. Read it then, decide after. And when the 28th has come and gone, the season does not evaporate. Astrologers give a solar eclipse about 6 months of unfolding time until the next eclipse season revises the story. So the chapter that opened at 20 degrees of Leo keeps writing itself through winter, and this lunar eclipse is your first clear look at where it is headed. Keep what you learn this month. By the time the story rounds its next corner, these 16 days will read like the opening scene they were. One line to carry with you. The loud half announced the chapter. The quiet half shows you its first page. Find the house holding 20 degrees of Leo, find the house holding 4 of Pisces, and watch what the 28th brings to light in each. If you do not have your chart, the free tool linked below draws it from your birth details in about a minute, with every house labeled. The eclipse already fired. The reading of it is just beginning.